On September 28th, Israel killed Hezbollah chief Hassan Nasrallah in an airstrike on the group's underground headquarters in Beirut's southern suburbs. Since the news of Nasrallah's death has been confirmed by the Hezbollah, there has been a strong outpouring of international and popular reactions to the news. Reactions are divided between three significant positions. The first of these is the celebratory swing in comments by Israel and the US, declaring that Israel had settled the score with Nasrallah's killing. The Israeli PM said,
מדינת ישראל חיסלה אתמול את רב המרצחים חסן נסראללה. סגרנו חשבון עם מי שאחראי לרצח אין ספור ישראלים ואזרחים רבים של מדינות אחרות, כולל מאות אמריקנים ועשרות צרפתים. נסראללה לא היה עוד מחבל, הוא היה המחבל. הוא היה הציר של הציר, המנוע המרכזי של ציר הרשע של איראן. הוא ואנשיו היו אדריכלי התוכנית להשמדת ישראל. הוא לא רק הופעל על ידי איראן, הרבה פעמים הוא גם הפעיל את איראן. ולכן בתחילת השבוע הגעתי למסקנה שהמכות העוצמתיות שצה"ל הנחית על חיזבאללה בימים האחרונים, המכות האלה לא יספיקו. חיסולו של נסראללה הוא תנאי הכרחי להשגת היעדים שהצבנו. החזרת תושבי הצפון בבטחה לבתיהם, ושינוי מאזן הכוחות באזור לאורך שנים. כי כל עוד נסראללה חי, הוא היה משקם במהירות את היכולות שגרענו מחיזבאללה. ולכן נתתי את ההנחיה, ונסראללה כבר לא איתנו.
Meanwhile, even though the US President Joe Biden reiterated the nation's agenda for de-escalation in the region, in a statement published by the White House, the United States supported Israel's right to defend itself against Hezbollah, Hamas, the Houthis, and any other Iranian-supported terrorist groups. Unsurprisingly, the official US position looks at Nasrallah's death as a measure of justice. The second category of reactions include nations and international organizations expressing solidarity with Lebanon, without explicit reference to Hezbollah or Nasrallah, with the exception of Russia that condemned Israel's killing of the Hezbollah leader and urged Israel to end all hostilities in Lebanon. Turkey and France expressed grave concern over escalating situation, with a former French member of parliament warning against Netanyahu's unchecked crimes. Germany alluded to the growing regional instability and insecurity as a result of the conflict, as did China, which also referred to the loss of civilian life and violation of Lebanon's sovereignty. The UN Secretary General also took to the microblogging site X, calling for an end to the cycle of violence in the region. The final group of reactions, a considerable number, belong to nations and groups in solidarity with Hezbollah and those mourning the death, or what some of them understand as the martyrdom of Hassan Nasrallah. Shia-majority nations, Bahrain, Iraq, and Iran have voiced strong condemnation of the Israeli airstrike that killed the Hezbollah leader. Iran and Iraq have announced formal days of mourning. Iraq's Prime Minister Mohammad Shia al-Sudani condemned the attack as a shameful criminal instance on Israel's part, while calling Nasrallah a martyr on the path of the righteous. Alongside influential Iraqi Shia Muslim leader Muqtada al-Sadr's announcement of 3 days of mourning, the Iraqi PM also announced the same. Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian issued a statement saying Nasrallah's killing will only further strengthen the resistance.
این مجاهد کبیر و سید عزیز مقاومت در حالی شهید شد که سرگرم طراحی برای دفاع از مردم بیپناه ضاحیه بیروت و خانه‌های ویران شده و عزیزان پرپر شده آنان بود. همچنان که ده‌ها سال برای دفاع از مردم ستمدیده فلسطین و شهر و روستای غصب شده و خانه‌های تخریب شده و عزیزان قتل عام شده آنان طراحی و تدبیر و جهاد کرده بود و
Along with condemning the assassination, Bahari resistance groups and the opposition movement emphasized that Nasrallah's path of resistance will continue. Strong reactions calling to avenge the Hezbollah leader's death, promises to continue on his resistance path, the call for more people to join the struggle, as well as references to Nasrallah as the eternal inspirational martyr, have been given by Yemen's Houthis, the Palestinian Fatah movement, the Hamas leadership, and the Hezbollah. There are also reports of protests, marches, and mass rallies across Lebanon, Iran, Iraq, Bahrain, Turkey, Yemen, Pakistan, and even in India. Interestingly, there has been no official reaction from the Taliban on Nasrallah's assassination, even though reports suggest that despite sectarian differences, they had earlier offered manpower support to Hezbollah against Israel. This mourning across Shia states, however, is just one side of the coin, that is the perception of Hezbollah in the countries. On the other side are Sunni majority nations like Syria and Yemen who are joyous over Nasrallah's death due to Hezbollah's support for criminal and corrupt regimes in their countries. Even in Shia majority Iran and Iraq, there are some mixed responses to the leader's passing. While there is a general outpouring of grief over Hassan Nasrallah's death amongst the Lebanese Shias, Lebanese citizens accuse the Hezbollah of being an armed militia that weakens and undermines the Lebanese state.
واکنش ایران در زمان مناسب و به انتخاب ایران در برابر جنایت‌های رژیم صهیونیستی صورت خواهد گرفت و در سطح رهبری، در سطح عالی حکومت حتما تصمیم گیری خواهد شد.
While Nasrallah's and deaths of other commanders in quick succession has proved to be an immediate and significant setback to Hezbollah, it is too soon to write off the organization altogether. Claims that the conflict in the Middle East is nearing a swift end are evidently an exaggeration and ignore lessons in history which warn us against valorization of the lives and deaths of important, even if extremist leaders, and resurgence of even more intense forms of retaliation and violence. Our world is headed for turbulent times, a litmus test for global commitment to resolution of conflict and to peace. Bureau Report, India Today Global.